that I can be a very stylish man. Check out the color coordination. My outfit. See the shoes? Check the shoes. Huh? The shorts, the hoodie, the bag. It's great. Anyway, totally accidental, but all right, so we are heading out of Indianapolis, but not without some drama on the way out. We were in our hotel room, kind of just taking our sweet time, getting things wrapped up to head to the airport. If the fire alarms went off, no big deal. It's a drill, don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. So we stayed inside about 5 more minutes, then we heard some fire engines, like maybe this one behind me here, and figured we should continue to hurry along and get packed and get out. By the time we got out, there was some smoke in the hallways, so apparently it was not a drill, but we're all okay, which is what I know you care about. So we are going to head out of Indianapolis in fun fashion, and we'll be back to Colorado soon. All right, hope you guys are having a great day. Stay safe. Early, but you know what's amazing? I am the only freaking swimmer at the pool this morning. Woo! Okay, well that makes me feel pretty good. I love being the only one here because it means I'm on the right track and I'm doing what other people won't. So probably gonna have some great results down the road. Just got to stay steady and keep after it. Everybody, it's been a really good, productive day. Had a lot of stuff going on this morning. Met with a couple managers at one of our businesses and just keeping things on track. Weekly meetings, strategizing, making sure everything's on point and on purpose. And again, we have really great people in place there. Super proud of them. And then drove to Boulder, had a couple clients I worked with out there, and now I'm headed back to my neck of the woods to kind of round out the work day. And I realize I do a lot of driving, and for a lot of people I feel like the time in the car can be wasted on just listening to the radio, and which there's nothing wrong with that unless you're really need to be more strategic with your time and intentional about listen, time is precious, and so if you're really working on going places and moving and shaking and all that kind of stuff, to have just dead time, because I might spend on any given day an hour and a half on the road, but that is productive time, right? I've got the calls laid out. I know who I'm reaching back out to, who I'm connecting with, who do I need to touch base with that we're working on projects together or whatever the case may be. And I always have an audiobook on deck that I'm listening to. I've got podcasts lined up, so it's educational time or it's actual work time where I'm following up with clients. If I'm on an airplane, I'm really strategic about that as well. I don't get on the airplane and then wondering, gosh, what should I be doing right now, or what could I do? I know exactly what I'm doing. If I'm going to be reading, I've got the material there. If I'm going to be working on a project, I cherish that time because there are certain things you cannot do on an airplane that actually allow you to just decompress a little bit and have focused time to work on certain projects, especially if you don't have Wi-Fi access, which is, of course, that's easier to get now on most flights. But my point is, you take whatever the circumstance is and you make the best possible use of your time. And certainly there's a time and place for enjoying just listening to some music and decompressing. But again, I'd encourage you, make sure that you're thinking about that and you're doing that on purpose and it's a planned event, not just a deer in headlights, like, oh my gosh, I'm on an airplane, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, or I have an hour worth of driving to do today. What radio station do I want to listen to, right? Like, just have that stuff kind of lined up ahead of time, and you can tackle a lot of items and things that or on your different objectives and making sure you're staying on track. So anyway, that's my little tidbit for today, kind of off the top of my head as I'm driving around. All right, guys, take it easy. Good day to you, vlog. Good day. I am donning my accent, it appears. I don't even know why this happened. I just hit the record button and this is what came out. So I think it might be obnoxious to maintain this the entire time I'm talking. So I'm going to go back to my normal voice here for the rest of it. And you will be grateful, I'm sure. All right. Hello, vlog. Today is Friday. It is Friday, and let's see, this morning got in a good swim before the sun came up. Good swim practice, pretty fantastic. Love that. And then came back home, did some work, and then hopped on a call, actually recording a podcast. I was a guest on somebody's podcast, and so had that a little bit earlier, and that was a great experience, great people that I was with. And one of the things that came up during the conversation was the stories that we tell ourselves. And this is a really big topic and kind of wide-ranging, but I feel like I want to focus in on a couple points here, just thoughts that are coming to mind. We need to be aware of the stories that we tell ourselves, and not only aware, but very proactive in creating stories that are going to empower us. I feel that we need to tell ourselves stories as opposed to just listening to the stories that are repeating in our head and have been for a long time, because our stories really are what either encourage us and enable us to step out boldly and to move forward and to do what we need to do to take things to the next level and accomplish that goal and that dream or overcome that challenge. And if we have the wrong story, we're not going to be able to get it done. But if we tell ourselves the right story, right? If we attach the right, and it's not even right or wrong, it's more, is the story you're telling yourself about whatever aspect of your life that you might be most focused on right now, is the story you're telling yourself one that really truly serves you and your mission and where you're trying to go? Because if it's not, all you have to do is change the story, right? You've given a meaning to something that is in your life or has popped up, and that meaning is entirely separate from the actual facts of what happened. And this is what we were talking about on the podcast earlier today, is really touching on this point that there's the facts, and it was Dottie that was bringing this up. There's the facts, and then there's essentially what she said was your interpretation, and I totally agree with that, and the way that you perceived it and the way you've repeated that information to yourself. And so your habitual stories are really they're gonna play out in your life. I mean, where you go and how far you go is gonna be largely a product of how proactive you are in crafting and creating empowering meanings to enable you to move forward. And so I would say, if nothing else, just start with kind of auditing the stories you're telling yourself. And sometimes we just do this so unconsciously and we're not really paying attention to it, but it's having such a profound effect on our lives that we can't afford to ignore it or not to be aware of it, and to take a more proactive approach. So I hope that serves you guys very well. And since it's Friday, I will wish you a beautiful, happy weekend to come, and we'll catch up again soon, of course.